Hello friends, Soul Sanctuary family, non-Soul Sanctuary members, welcome. So this is day 4 of the Step Into Your Power challenge. So stepping into your power, as we have already been on the journey so far, we have our physical power, we have that mental power, that power that comes from the energy that we cultivate within. And then we also have this power when we are deeper in our vulnerability, when we lean into things that make us feel a little bit uncomfortable, maybe because we have a little fear around shining bright and being seen, there is power there to be found. And so in this practice today, we are going to be embracing some free movement. Now, don't turn it off. Those of you that may be kind of ones that usually try to escape these practices, really ground in. We're going to be here together. We're going to start with a little pranayama just to bring some heat and some aliveness into the body. And then we're going to shake it out. We're going to drum it out. And then we're going to just do some other little bits and pieces. And hopefully, by the end of this practice, you're going to walk off of your mat or your space, wherever you are, just feeling enlivened and feeling a little bit more powerful than when you maybe stepped on, even if that power comes from knowing that you did something that you were really resistant towards. And maybe you kind of walk off and you're like, what have I done? What did I do? Embrace that awkwardness and that weirdness. Okay, so you can see I've got my feet quite wide apart and I want to find a little bit of softness in my knees. So closing down your eyes and just take 3 shoulder rolls going back. And grounding here just for a moment. Keeping those eyes closed, checking in with your breath. So just noticing the gentle rise and fall of the chest, of the belly. No judgment to be placed on your breath, no control to be placed on your breath at this moment. Just being really natural, really organic in what's happening for you right now. Maybe just checking in with yourself, asking, how do I feel today? How do I feel in this moment? And drawing in that awareness that our emotions are constantly ebbing and flowing. We change, we shift all the time. And then setting yourself a little intention. What would you like to offer to your practice today? What do you intend to give to your practice today? There's no right or wrong with any intention that's set. Whatever comes to you, don't overthink it. Don't try to think of the best intention you possibly can. Whatever came up for you, what would you like to offer to the space today? And rather than thinking about what you want to take away, what you want to gain from the practice, that being an expectation, instead we say, I am here to be weird. I am here to embrace my playfulness. I'm here to be free, whatever it is that's there for you. So we're going to start with a few rounds of breath of joy. If you haven't done breath of joy with me before, I'm going to show you what it looks like. We take 3 inhales through the nose, and then we do a big releasing exhale through the mouth. And as we release through the mouth, we take a forward fold and just let the arms go floppy. So the inhales have an arm action as well. So we go inhale, 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 exhale, release. Okay, so we're going to do that together. We'll go for a few rounds. I might tell you to speed up a little bit. I'm going to be going with a rhythm. Try to stay with my rhythm if you can. If it gets a little bit tingly up in there, embrace all of those beautiful tingles. So finding some buoyancy in the knees. We want that softness. We want to feel jelly-like today. And let's start with that breath. Let's go. A little bit faster. Faster. Last one. Just hang down in this forward fold. Take a breath in. And really big, loud sigh out. Can you do that again as you release, just making some sound, releasing any tension in the jaw, breathing in. Making kind of some weird sounds as you breathe out. One more time, inhale. And again. And just hanging down here in this forward fold for a moment. If you want to heel toe the feet to about hip width apart, you absolutely can do. You don't need to do that. And you could take hold of opposite elbows. Again, having a softness through the knees. And finding a little sway side to side. And you're going to slowly start to peel yourself all the way up to standing, head and neck coming last. Beautiful. So just coming back to that softness in the knees, standing. We're going to drum and tap through the body. So not EFT tapping like we do. We are drumming the body. And this is a really beautiful, energetic way to bring some aliveness and some heat into the body. It's used a lot in ancient Chinese medicine. So it doesn't need to be really hard. You're not harming yourself here. It's we're drumming, we're not punching. Okay, so we can start using the right kind of the little bit of the fingers here. We're not going in hard. And you want to just travel up the arm into the shoulder. That's a really nice one when you get the little knuckly bit in there. Back down the arm, the underside of the arm. And down into the side of the torso. And then switching sides up into the arm on the left side. Again, knuckling, coming into the shoulders. Making sure you do the underside of the arm as well. And then down the side of the torso. And then both here start to kind of gently come into the belly area. We really don't want to be too firm here. You want to try and find that sweet spot. Some of you will be a little bit harder than others. Some of you may want to just find a soft tapping rather than the kind of fist. You might want to find a flat palm. And finding it in the solar plexus. Up to the pecs. Find your Tarzan if you want to give a that is so welcome. The sillier and weirder you feel today, genuinely the better. And then just coming onto the back. My voice starts to go all funny at this point. Down into the sacrum. And then we just travel up and down the legs, making sure you cover all bases. So you're going down the outside, down the outside, down the outside, and then up the inside, and then down the front, and then up the back, and then maybe hovering around those hamstrings, and coming up into the glutes. And feel free to have a little shimmy and a shake as well. I want you to feel everything wobbling. Oh, juicy and free today. We spend a lot of time in our movement practices being rigid, activating muscles, form and alignment. Those things are all amazing. But it feels fun to just be a little bit jellyish. And that is what we're doing here together today. And then you're going to take this one last one and you swing alternate arm. So you bring right arm in front, left arm, and you kind of tap into the front left side with the right hand, and then the back right side with the left hand. So we go round like this. Again, doesn't need to be super hard. And just going a few more times. Beautiful. Whew, okay. So coming back just to standing, maybe at the back of your mat. Now, obviously, the term free movement quite literally means that you can be free. You can do whatever you want. Some of us are going to need a little bit of guidance. So I'm going to guide something kind of free-ish. But what I really want you to do is to find that point of intuition. So like, where can you expand on the practice? Drawing into that watery energy of the fluidity. So if you want to bring in some like hip movements into it, anything like that, so, so welcome. But we're going to start just with some spinal waves going up and down. So tucking chin down to the chest, we roll the body down, and then we pick it all the way up. And we just do that a few times, dropping it down and lifting it up. And down. Two more. And then come to standing. Stand with the eyes closed. Just heel toe those feet out a little bit wider than hip width apart. And just come into a sway side to side. So just taking a bend through each knee as you shift from one side to the next. And then you're going to add the shoulder in. So as you lean to the left, bending the left knee, you're going to roll the left shoulder back. Same with the right. So we go left shoulder, left side, right shoulder, right side. Keep your eyes closed. And obviously, if there's more you want to add on, please do. And then with the arms, so rather than it just being the shoulder, you can see here, starting to move my arms up and over as well. I'm taking my head with it. So I'm keeping my eyes closed because I really want my journey to be inwards. I really want my journey to be about what I'm feeling rather than worrying about what I look like. And again, I'm starting to pick up a heel as I move from each side. And then come to that neutral position, shake out the hands. So all of that weird, anxious energy that you're feeling right now, like this isn't yoga, where's my downward facing dog? Shake that out. Shake it out. Oh, make these noises with me. If you're in a house with other people and they're in another room, they're going to be like, what are they doing in there? Oh. And come to standing. Beautiful. Hopefully you can feel that powerful energy tingling, rising from the tips of your toes, coming all the way up through the legs, through the torso, reaching the crown of the head up. Let's inhale, sweep the arms high up to the sky. Now, as we move through this, just take a look at what I do here. So rather than being really rigid, going inhale, arms up, I'm going to go inhale, arms up. And that's just because that's what I'm feeling for. So again, really adding on, being free in your whole body. So when I cue a movement, even if that's just arms up, that doesn't mean that you can't move another part of your body. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, create some space. Exhale, forward fold. Heel toe the feet out to the outside edge of the mat, fingertips down, and just shift side to side, bending one knee at a time, maybe feeling a little bit more aliveness into the groin now. And then keep that swaying side to side going as you bring it all the way down for a variation of Malasana, keeping your fingertips down to the earth. Keep this movement swaying. And then like a feline, like a little panther, you're going to walk yourself forwards, make your way to a downward facing dog. And your downward facing dog can be anything. I'm going to keep my feet wide for this because I really want to I'm feeling for some space in my hips. And so if I keep my feet wide, then I can find that. Remember, movement is key here. And then we're going to inhale, wave yourself forward to a variation of high plank. Exhale, drop the knees down, shift the bottom all the way back to the heels. Inhale, wave the body forwards, and then exhale, drop it down to the belly. Fingertips out to the front corners of the mat. Inhale, we come up to cobra. Waving the body here. Exhale, we take it down. Inhale up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale up. Exhale, drop it down. Making your way back to that child's pose, toes tucked under. Inhale, bring it back to a high plank. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, you're going to take that right leg up to the sky. Maybe taking circles with that right knee. Maybe having just a moment to pause in stillness. And that right foot steps to the outside of the right hand. We drop the left knee down, finding a lizard. And we just again shift here, side to side, back and forwards. Again, make the movement big. Inhale, reaching that arm up and over maybe, finding the back foot. And you can drop the left ear to the left shoulder if that feels good as well. And releasing back foot if you had it. Step it all the way back. Downward facing dog. And then again, like a feline, bending the knees and pouring your way to the back of the mat, forward fold, and then peel the body all the way up to standing, rolling those shoulders back. So good. Let's go again, then working it to the left. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, create space, however that feels for you. Exhale, fold. Heel toe the feet to the outside edge of the mat, shifting side to side. One knee bending at a time. And then we start to bend the knees. We come to Wamalasana variation. Still shifting side to side. So good. And remember, we're going to pour ourselves forwards like a little slinky cat. Bringing it forwards, or you can be a panther, a little bit cooler than a cat. And then we're going to sweep that left leg up to the sky. Whatever feels like it's calling for you in this moment. Even if you have to pause and take a child's pose, maybe you can still find some movement in the hips. Step that left foot to the outside of the left hand, drop the back knee down. Lizard, move side to side. Moving backwards and forwards, rounding circles. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Maybe it reaches back and finds the foot. And then releasing the hands down. Tuck under those toes and then step it all the way back to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Wave the body through that plank position. Exhale, knees come down. Bottom shifts back onto the heels. Inhale, bring it all the way forwards again. And then exhale, come down onto the belly. Fingertips to the front edges of the mat. We move through cobra. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck under toes. Push it back through that child's pose and then taking it back to a downward facing dog. And then you're going to walk your feet and your hands, still with that movement, towards the center of the mat in a forward fold. Take hold of opposite elbows, let the head hang heavy, just sway here. And maybe your sway is a little bit bigger than it might usually be. And you're going to sway all the way up to standing, keeping the elbows held. And then you're going to inhale, reach the elbows, still in that interlace with the hands around each elbow up to the sky. Shine the heart forwards. Exhale, release. Come to standing, feet about a little bit wider than hip width apart. And we're going to close in the same way that we opened with that breath of joy pranayama. So we're going to take those rounds again. Bringing again that heat into the body. Let's go. Release. Just peel yourself up to standing. Feeling that tingling slowly rising. Keep the eyes closed. Maybe you feel a little bit lightheaded. And just place one hand at the heart, one hand at the belly. Feet are wider than hip width apart. And again, you're just going to come back to the soft sway as you feel the beat and the rhythm of your body and your energy beneath your palms. The power of just letting go, being free, being weird, being wild. Take 2 more releasing breaths. Inhale. And 1 more. And release your hands down. Drop the chin down to the chest. Gently flutter open the eyes, just arriving back in the space. You can continue the sway if that feels good in your body. And start to lift your chin up, roll your shoulders back. This lift of the heart, this sense of pride. Find a smile for yourself. Thank you all so much for getting free and weird with me. I hope you loved it as much as I did. Like I said, Soul Sanctuary members, thank you so much for being here. If you're not a Soul Sanctuary member, this is the time to join because you get so much more of this good stuff. And a lot more traditional yoga as well. Do not worry. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for another practice very soon. Bye-bye.